just a million miles away. I swim in the river when the big snow turns to rain. And by the way, did she mention my name? Did she mention my name just in passing? And when the talk ran high, the look in her eyes seemed far away. Won't you say hello to someone they'll be good to see again? And by the way, did she mention my name? Signs in the hall. Are the young girls still as pretty in the summer as the fall? The home team's still on fire, do they still win all the games? And by the way, did she mention my name? Did she mention my name just in passing? And when the talk ran high, did the look in her eyes seem far away? Won't you say hello to someone they'll be good to see again? And by the way, did she mention my name? Did she mention my name just in passing? And when the talk ran high, did the look in her eyes seem far away? Won't you say hello to someone they'll be good to see again? And by the way, did she mention my name? Thank you so much. Doesn't chairman applaud it? Nice to be here, nice to be asked. Haven't played in here since I did a gig with Bob McCann back in about about 1912 it could have been. It's wonderful, it just sort of makes me feel 50 again. Lots of songs. Wherever I go, I think I want to play just at the moment. I've had thousands of requests, but the guitar doesn't fit, so I've got to do this on pain of death for young Gail, because if I don't, awful things might happen to me. I wrote this song many years ago when I was living at South Tweed there on Hillcrest Avenue, and it just happened to be beautiful. View of the lakes and the hinterland and whatever. And I just wrote it. Funny that. When the sun is shining down on Terra Nora, it's the sweetest sight my eyes have ever seen. And the colours of the hills, they're forever changing, from hues of blue to sparkling emerald green. And the river winds its way out to sun is shining down on Terranora. But I think of you and I wish you could be here. There's nothing more I'd like than to watch the stars at night, and to sit and drink and I see a can of beer. They say the Circular Quay, it's not a bad old place to see, and Sydney Harbour sure is big and grand. But give me a rugged mountain ridge and not a grey old harbour bridge, 'cause Mother Nature's got me in her hand. And Hillcrest Hill's my home, no matter where I roam. Take me back to the cabin on the hill. You can have your city dreams or your sunburned open plains. Take me back to the cabin on the hill. And Hillcrest Hill's my home, no matter where I roam. Take me back to the cabin on the hill. You can have your city dreams or your sunburned open plains. Take me back to the cabin on the hill. Take me back to the cabin on the hill.
Thank you. I do have a CD for sale. It's been for sale actually for the last 10 years. So I'd really like to get rid of them because they might start to heal up. I'm going to do something really flash for you now. No, I'm not going to break wind. I know a couple of instrumentals. And I think I started with the Nick Meneloff guitar method songbook, where you practice the Russian national anthem. Sorry, folks, got my tongue caught my eye tooth and could see what I was saying then. And you practice the Russian national anthem for an awful long time. However, one got very adept with the Russian national anthem. But I'm not going to play that for you now. I'm going to play a thing for you called, a bit ambitious, but however, it's called Countrywide. sing a ballad I always sort of liked it, son. I got it from a very rare George Strait. I don't know if anybody here likes George Strait. Yeah. George's dad over there. And it's the worst movie you've ever seen in your life. It's terrible. But however, as most terrible movies do, they become cult movies. It's called Pure Country. And it's just like typical corny, superstar, and he buzzes off and finds a life on the road and goes back to his roots, which is always a good thing for a bloke. And he sort of gets, waylaid a bit, and he ends up meeting this lovely girl, and he goes back to the band, and they're playing in Las Vegas. But there is one song which is absolutely glorious, and I hope I can do this justice. It's called, yeah.
Love is unconditional when you leave from the start. See it in your eyes, feel it from my heart. Look into the future, that's as far as we can see. So let's make each tomorrow and be the best it can be. Cross my heart and promise to give all I've got to give to make all your dreams come true. In all the world you'll never find a love as true as mine. My life complete, long as there's a brother in me, I'll make yours just as sweet. Look into the future, that's as far as we can see. Let's make each tomorrow best it can be. Cross my heart and promise to give all I've got to give to make all your dreams come true. In all the world you'll never find a love as true as mine. And if along the way it starts to storm, you gotta promise my love to keep you warm. In all this world you'll never find a love as true as mine.
Hey, that was a Karen, by the way. We're sort of running short of time. Anyway, we're running short of time. Now I can't find it. Quick. Both the medium one. Jolly things along a bit here. Seeing we're actually in Murwillumbah, where, for me, I came, just a quick, brief history, because sometimes the names, for those that don't know me, sometimes the names sort of all get a bit sort of lost in times and places and who's who. Okay, my name is Ray Young. Mother calls me Raymond. I have an auntie in Sydney who calls me Raymond. And most kids I've read and been involved with call me names that you don't really want to know about. I moved up here, my father worked for the CES in Murwillumbah. And I came up, as a lot of people did, when Tweedheads was a little more than a fishing village, and Murwillumbah wasn't a government town. It was just a beautiful little... Anyway, we got here before the do-gooders got here, and the hand wavers. And I started out, because I was playing in Sydney in folk clubs and had the pleasure of working with... They're old guys now, they're also very old, wealthy guys, because I wrote great songs. Doug Ashdown, Mike McClellan, who actually were Twin Towns just recently. And so I sort of employed my formative years in the folk circuit of Sydney in restaurants, and I worked in Ernie's restaurant, and actually before I did anything I worked at Sly Sawmill in Murwillumbah with John O'Reilly. It's a little known fact, Mr. Cottrell was alive, and you call Mr. Cottrell Mr. Cottrell. And they were the days when there was a bit of respect too. And from there I started a lot of... And Bullamakanka formed in 78. No, there were a lot of sort of 1978, that was not 1878. And a lot of rehearsal, we did that band. We started out a little three-piece and they robbed the bank over here. And we wrote a song called The Bank Job Murwillumbah. So basically that's who I am, that's where I came from. And since those days I've sort of lived on the coast and I've travelled. Worked with all sorts of different people, and I've really, really had quite a wonderful life in music. So it's a pleasure to be here. But the myth is Give Me a Home Among the Gum Trees. I'm going to tell you about the myth. It was written by Wally Johnson and Bob Brown. Wally Johnson lived out the back here in Murwillumbah as a Har Krishna, I do believe. I never met the man. And sadly died some years back. Bob Brown, who was the main writer, still lives and works in Melbourne, and he's written a hell of a lot of children's songs for the ABC. They wrote Give Me a Home in the Gum Trees. Now, we had a roadie at that time, we're only a three-piece band with a tiny PA. And we had a guy that always sort of came along to gigs, and he looked like Frank Zappa. But we reckon he looked more like an emu, and hence the name Emu stayed. Emu we used to call him, we used to call his father Old Man Emu. Dig that. How original is that? And in the days sort of up the coast when Coles and Woolies used to have like a box with one of those red things, like, you know, and it was a throw-out box, 50 cents, and you'd break your leg to get there before some little old lady beat you to it, you know. And he found this little cassette, and on it had Buried Treasure. And that was it. Just Buried Treasure. And he took it home, I think he paid $2 for it. And he came back to us and said, hey, there's a song on here I reckon you guys do really, really well. And it was Give Me a Home in the Gum Trees. The rest is history. I've been around the world a couple of times, or maybe more, seen the sights of that delights in every foreign shore. When my friends will ask me the place that I adore, I tell them right away and sing along with one. Give me a home among the gum trees, with lots of plum trees. A sheep, a tuick, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and old rocking chair. Now there's a Safeways in the corner, cooking up a roast, Vegemite on toast, you and me a pot of tea. After lunch we'll settle back, bob on the porch, watch the blossoms play. Give me a home among the gum trees, with lots of plum trees. A sheep or two, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. There's a Safeways on the corner, a Woolworths down the street. New place they just opened up and they regulate the heat. I trade them all tomorrow for a single bush retreat, where the kookaburras call. Give me a home among the gum trees, with lots of plum trees. A sheep or two, a
a choke of wine out the back. Give me a home among the gum trees, lots of plum trees, a sheep, a two, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. Now your turn. Give me a home among the, with lots of, good, a sheep, a two, a kangaroo, clothesline out the back, they're out the front, and an old rocking chair in Bert's backyard. There it is, folks, really all very, very simple. There's no myths, there's no nothing. It all happened in Coles. Well, that's me. I think we've got another artist who couldn't get here and has lobbed, and we've got to watch the clock. And I'd like to thank you very much for having me this afternoon.